Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was directed by Sam Raimi and stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Benedict Wong, Rachel McAdams, and someone I'm going to call X Gomez because I do not want to slaughter her name, as well as a slew of others. And it tells the story of America Chavez, who has the power to travel to the multiverse, with the catch being that she's unable to control that power. Being hunted by evil forces that want to harness her ability, she goes to Doctor Strange for help. However, another version of Strange from throughout the multiverse has tried and failed to protect her. So, what will make this one different? Hey guys, yes, so I'm back because I had to talk about this one. I'm sure everybody's talking about this one, and of course I'm wearing my Avengers hoodie, to rep, because we're going to be talking about Doctor Strange 2, otherwise known as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And of course, they would have to go this way. We saw it in Spider-Man Far From Home, so everybody's really excited because the multiverse, it will allow Marvel to correct a lot of the mistakes they have made in the past. Well, not their mistakes, but the mistakes made in the past with these characters that we all know we want to see. And I'm going to stay as spoiler free as possible. I'm not going to talk about cameos or anything like that. Just going to stick with this movie and review it with my little buddy here. We're going to be talking about your movie. So guys, let's start by talking about the visuals. I always like to start with the visuals. And I mean, under the watchful eye of Sam Raimi, who already has experience with the worlds of superheroes, with his Spider-Man films, and of course, blending in his love of horror. This man is a horror icon, So everybody's wondering what this would look like. And for one, guys, I'll tell you right up in front, I did not look at any trailers for this. I really tried to avoid as much as possible. I knew who was involved. I didn't want to see anything. So I was hearing the stories about how dark this was going to be. And of course, it's Sam Raimi. So I was expecting some craziness there, some good stuff. And for the most part, the visuals deliver when it comes to what we expect from Marvel. Everything, especially Doctor Strange movies, everything can go as crazy as you want because it's magic. You can get away with a lot of stuff when it's magic. And visuals, there's a lot here I really liked. And as a fan of horror, the darker stuff is the stuff I really like. There's a version of Doctor Strange here, and you could tell Benedict Cumberbatch was having so much fun with the more creepier elements of Strange. I have to say, he looked like he was having a blast, not having to just be, Strange is kind of, the snarky doctor who is snapping back at everybody or clapping back, whatever. Here he gets to be a lot more than that. Here he gets to show not just his softer side when it comes to his interactions with the character America Chavez, but also the darker elements, power and power corrupting and all that sort of thing. So we get to see some really fun versions of Strange. I, for one, as a collector, as I showed you guys, I really want to get the version of Strange where there's a bunch of, let's just say it's the creepiest version of Strange out there. Again, I'm trying not to spoil anything because this just dropped, and a lot of people I'm sure haven't seen it as yet. But yeah, the absolute creepiest versions of him, including that awesome cape, I want that. And this is all Sam Raimi. And of course, if you're a fan of him, you see the way his cinematography, the way he is behind the lens. You'll see those shots that you just know are definitely Raimi's work. That said, I do feel like he was, he didn't go as far as I thought he was going to go with it. And this is probably Marvel, this is probably studio interference, because I'm sure they have, like we all know, Marvel has a roadmap, and there are very few times we really get to see directors do their own thing. I feel like if I have to measure it, like with James Gunn's Guardian of the Galaxy, that to me is 90% James Gunn, because I feel like because those characters were unknown to a lot of people, they kind of let him do his own thing there. And then we have Taika Waititi doing his own thing, Ragnarok. that feels like that feels like that's like 70% Taika, you know, if you've seen his work. Here, I don't even, I guess maybe 50-50, I guess. I don't know. There is Raimi in this. They definitely do see his handiwork here. And it's some of the best aspects of this movie. But there's a lot of it that just feels like they could have gone further. You know, this is Strange we're talking about. So visuals wise, guys, I think I fall at like maybe an A minus, a B plus, somewhere around there. But this film looks amazing. It really, really does. And the action sequences, my absolute favorite was the one between our Strange and an alternate Strange with a third eye, and it's like a rap battle, magic style, and I absolutely loved it. I just wish the freaking theater I was in, the sound system was, you know, it was trash. It was complete trash. And this is IMAX, guys. I went to see this in 40X. I'm trying not to rant. I've been ranting about it since yesterday. But it was just terrible that I could not enjoy this movie the way it was meant to be enjoyed. Not just visually, but that sound, that score by Danny Elfman. I mean, it's Danny Elfman and Sam Raimi together again. And I really couldn't enjoy it. We could barely hear conversations on the screen. That's how bad the audio was. And they did nothing to fix it. So my local IMAX, they need to step their game up. It was terrible. That said, this score was, for what I could hear, it was really good. So cinematography score, the score for me was an A plus. I really did enjoy the music here. Now, story wise, guys, acting, I mean, I'm not going to get so much into the acting because a lot of these characters are returning. These characters, they've made them their own. They're all hands at it. Newcomer, and I'm sorry, I can't pronounce her name, but the actress who plays America Chavez, I think she nails it. I think she has a wonderful chemistry with Benedict Cumberbatch, and she never feels like that. You know, they tend to throw kids in these things, younger people, and things can get very hokey. I think she works. Overall, I think she works, and I would really like to see that character return at some point. But other than that, guys, I don't need to talk about the acting. Let's talk about the story. And the story here, it's a good story. It really is. And it's a good way to utilize the multiverse, you know, which is what everybody wants to see. But it doesn't feel so much like a proper Doctor Strange story and more like they're focusing on what's coming next. And every single movie I know that does that focuses more on the world building than what the characters are going through, suffers. Now, that's not to say this movie's story it's not a proper story, it's not properly fleshed out. It is, but it takes a while to get going. The first act of this movie is very, like, if it's a heartbeat, it's just like, all right, like that kind of thing. I mean, besides the opening, everything just kind of, for a good bit, before things pick back up again. And the Scarlet Witch stuff, again, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but if you watched WandaVision, and you really should see that before you watch this to have like the full picture, they expanded on this character in the best ways possible. It might surprise some people. For fans like myself, who read the comics, not so much. I mean, I absolutely love this character. I always love the darker character. This guy, it's like Moon Knight, and you know, Moon Knight right now, it's so good. A 10 out of 10. But yeah, that's that on this side. These are kind of characters I really like. I love these broken types of heroes, and I think she works very well how they utilize her here. That said, the cameos and stuff, again, I'm not going to talk about it much. It was fun to see. It does, you know, tell us a lot, but it kind of, every time they do that, it pulls away a bit from the focus. The focus is so much on the multiverse stuff that I mean, yeah, that's what the movie is. You're probably like, oh, you're such an idiot. That's what the movie's about. Still, you have to tell that specific story. So I kind of felt like the energy, the tone of the film jumped up and down a lot. but overall somehow they pulled it off. Maybe that's because we're such fans, we tend to forgive a lot. But I think as a whole, I enjoyed the entire thing. The post credits, people were like very upset in the cinema I was in that they didn't get more. But I think by now, you know, they should expect to be trolled. The Bruce Campbell cameo is the only one I'll mention because it's Sam Raimi, and where Sam is, Bruce is gonna be. That was fun. I wish we got a little bit more. This is definitely one of those movies you're gonna have to watch again to be able to like pause it and see like, okay, this is that universe, this is that universe. And I'm sure there's a lot of Easter eggs packed into this. But as a whole, I really enjoyed this movie, but I was hoping for a bit more. I think that's maybe just a horror fan in me. I was just hoping it would have gone a little bit darker. You know, like Justice League Dark is something I really want to see them do. And I was kind of hoping for that level of darkness, you know. But if I have to score this, guys, I'm going to say 7.5 out of 10. Right now, I've only seen it once. 7.5 out of 10 is where I stand with this. I do think it is one of the better Marvel films out there. Not one of the best. The best hasn't changed for me in a while, but it's definitely one of the better ones. And as a follow-up to Doctor Strange, it's a damn good follow-up. It's a good second film. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you've seen Doctor Strange 2, let me know. How do you feel about it? Did it live up to your expectations? Did you want more from it? Did you like the tone? Did you think it was perfect? Or do you have a lot of issues with it? Shout out below. Feel free to leave a thumbs up. It's always appreciated. If you're new here and you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face when it pops up right about there. And you can check out past MCU and DC reviews right along that way. So, until the next one, guys. Bye-bye.